meeting to order. Let's go ahead and take attendance. Let's see, Jane Lyon, place 1. Present. Lynn Moore, place 2. Present. Adele Torres, place 3, present. Liz Snow, absent. Timothy Hamilton, absent. Rhonda Nyberg, absent. Patrick Estes, absent. Scott Gillette, and Emily Bell, absent. All right, and then we are going to move on to the approval of minutes. Now, Maria, can we do this all together, or is it individual?
We don't have an approval of minutes on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
Those are from previous meetings where I didn't get your signature.
Oh,
you can disregard
so I
that
can-
for the meeting.
Perfect. All right, any audience participation today? No audience participation, so we are moving on to item 2A, consideration and action regarding a grant request for a Scout Dog Park project. Pedro Zambrano.
Good evening, Parks Board Chair and members. Happy New Year. Yeah, we're ready to, we're starting running. We're hitting the ground running. That's what, so I forgot I was the first item and I completely, not gonna lie. I was so busy making sure our live stream was going. So this item right here is regarding a grant request for Scouts Dog Park. The student couldn't make it tonight. I believe they had to go to work. So this is a project that we're bringing to you guys as a potential idea that we could do yearly. The City of Saginaw Economic Development Department has a grant program for businesses. So I was thinking maybe that's something that y'all could do as a Parks Board, is to do a grant program for the Scouts, because we have a lot of Scouts that come to us. Paul, I think we get how many Scouts a year? Like maybe 5 to 10 roughly, to do things at the park, and it's beneficial to our residents. Sometimes they pay out of pocket, sometimes they fundraise. But this gentleman approached us, and he wants to do some benches at the Highland Station Dog Park, and he showed us all the listings of all the materials he's going to be purchasing, and he was asking, like, hey, is there a way the city can help out? And I was like, you know what, I'll present this to the Parks Board to see if this is a consideration. Of course, this will be if y'all do decide to do this in the future, we'll set up even more parameters and the way to do it. But the way the grant works would be, they will provide everything. We will reimburse them afterwards. So, for example, we're not going to just hand somebody $100 and then we're not going to get a bench. We want to see the bench first. Make sure Paul sits on it and make sure it's good to go. He'll jump on it a couple times. But yeah, everything that's built is built to the specifications of the Parks Department. So with that, I'll take any questions.
So he's going to be painting existing benches or creating new benches?
I believe he's going to be creating new benches and repainting some of the dog stuff that's already there. I think a fire hydrant is there. I actually don't visit this dog park. I usually go to the Willow Creek one. So I'm not too sure what's there right now.
Okay.
I would add, though, if y'all do approve this, in your motion, I would recommend y'all to add some parameters there. For example, let this be a reimbursement instead of an upfront, just so we could start getting an idea of how we're doing it. And then me and Maria could come back to y'all at a later meeting so we could talk to actually create one. So yeah.
Okay, and then is he going to have any sort of supervision or liaison from Public Works while he's doing the work, or is he gonna be out there on his own?
So once the Scouts are released to Public Works, I believe, Paul, I think you've done more projects than I have.
Yeah, we do. Sometimes, you know, when they plant trees, or we'll pre-dig the hole because they want to put a good-sized tree in, and it's a young Girl Scout, so
Okay,
we'll pre-drill the hole for them, you know, and then they just set it in there. We even assist them if they need help setting it in there.
okay.
And if he's working in the park, yeah, I'll have one of our park crew leader keep an eye and keep in touch with him.
Okay, perfect, because
If he
I would
needs
feel just
anything
more
else.
comfortable if there was a city representative there, just because it is on city property, and to make sure that everything is taken care of properly, and if dogs are coming and going, people are coming and going, no one's running over nails or hammers or anything like that, and for safety purposes, really.
And I believe is this the same one that visited us before? I think he said his dad would be there with him, helping him.
Yeah, he would have. It's as part of a scout program. I believe it's to get the highest. I'm not a scout. So I didn't grow up Eagle Scouts, but it's the highest one that they get before they graduate.
Okay.
So this is not just him, but the rest of the scouts and his parents.
Yeah, it's for being an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, and I think the little girls who were learning to, they actually wanted to use the backhoe, right? I believe so. But we didn't let them.
Yeah,
said
he-
no.
we
Next
shot
time.
that down, you know.
Where are these benches going? Because there's already existing benches in the dog park itself, right? So
I can't really speak to where locations are.
Could we get some more information on how many benches they plan on painting, how many they plan on building, and just a little bit more information on where exactly, like Scott brought up a good point, where exactly they're gonna be placed in the dog park?
Yeah, we could get that information to you.
Hey, Pedro, do you remember when we asked him what he wanted to do? You know, just get in touch with him and see if he'll give us kind of a schematic, a rough drawing.
Yeah, so
of
he
what
actually had a
plans.
presentation, but unfortunately he couldn't make it to this meeting tonight. So
Okay.
instead of just moving it to the next one, we just spoke about it. But yeah, we could definitely get that information to you at the next meeting, which is, Maria, March?
March, yeah. Do you know if he's on any kind of timeline? Is this something that we can tentatively approve with those kind of parameters in there, you know, pending schematics and
I
information,
believe
more
he is on a
information?
February timeline.
February?
Yeah,
Okay,
but we could always figure something out on our end to
okay.
alleviate that. Not
Because I'm all for it. I mean, kids, members of the community stepping up and wanting to do something that's going to benefit all of us, I think that's great. So I'm good with it. I just don't know moving forward, because we are missing some parts, if it's okay that we go ahead and approve it, or if we wait. I'm not exactly sure, because this is the first time we're doing any kind of grant like this.
Yeah, and that's whatever y'all recommend, especially in the future grant ones, we'll make it happen.
Okay. What is everybody thinking? I think it's a great idea. I would just
Yeah.
want a little bit more detail as to what's going to happen.
Did the park, did the scout troop leader, did he give like a ballpark figure of what he'd want to be reimbursed, like $100 or $1,000?
In your packet is 3.
Oh, it's in the packet. Okay, so sorry.
So it's only 300.
Okay,
Yeah.
So $300.
I think that's, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pittance. I think
It is.
that
Yeah.
If we can
Yeah.
even probably put a motion that we approve it contingent upon him providing us the schematics and the information
Exactly.
and
There
the
it is.
details.
Yeah, the wording, I like that.
Yeah, I was looking at it first, but it kind of fell apart when we didn't have the details, so I'm like, I'm all about this.
Yeah.
Let's approve
Yeah.
it right now, but.
And if you wanted more schematics, like, could always send it to Public Works for approval, right? Yeah, well,
Okay.
we trust y'all to,
Yeah, I was just curious,
So-
because there is already benches in
Yeah.
that dog park, right? And so where would they go, in relation to those that are already there? And those are nice metal benches, by the way, if you guys
yeah,
haven't seen it.
with shade
Yeah.
structures.
Yeah, they have the overhang, right? But that's inside the actual enclosement, right? So,
Okay. So then we need to figure out the wording for the motion, right? So approval pending schematics information on where the benches are going. How would we?
You could say recommendation. Always have to caveat with that. Recommendation pending the approval of Public Works staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pending approval. All right, well, I will entertain a motion.
Okay, I move that we reimburse the local Boy Scout troop $300 based on approval by Public Works for placement and schematics and what kind of materials or anything else, so.
Perfect. Second? All right. And let's vote. All right, and it passed. Well, this is very exciting. I'm excited for the future to see what else comes across our doorstep, and it's very cool to see younger people stepping up and wanting to contribute. All right, so let's go on to item 2B, consideration and action regarding the Switchyard Cinco de Mayo Festival. Erica Gamble.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I supposed just talk into this or just project?
You can
No.
turn your mic on, yeah.
Okay, cool. How do I?
It helps with the recording too, they can hear you.
How, what? Sorry.
Technical difficulties, it's okay.
It's on. Can you hear me? I'm just going to talk loudly.
There you go. That works
I'm
too.
Erica. So the Cinco de Mayo falls on Taco Tuesday, and one of the things that I've been like promoting the Switchyard with has been Taco Tuesday. We have a lot of food trucks that are like taco trucks and stuff, and so I was like, why not turn it into a fun festival? We've already secured a mariachi band through our ArtsNet fund, and we have a caricature artist, sound system provided by School of Rock. Why I'm coming to y'all, it was to see if y'all would be willing to help sponsor adding additional live music or ballet folklorial performances, and like other kid-friendly activities, and like decor and other stuff that like, not like all of it, but like it could be used for that. I'm all over the place. I should have practiced.
Oh, you're all right, you're doing fine.
And yeah,
And this is going to be the first one of its kind, right?
yes, yeah,
So to make sure, you guys are looking for $1,500 for
Yes.
live musicians, balloon artists, and it looks like themed decor.
yes, yeah,
That's the sum of 1,500.
yeah.
And you already identified who you want for each one of these things?
I have ideas, however, right now I'm working on a zero budget, and until I know that I have money to play with, I didn't want to move forward with that, because then musicians are getting their hopes potentially up
Yeah.
for that.
You gotta get, just kidding.
Yeah. And then when I submitted that, I hadn't thought about adding the ballet folklorial performances, but I also did look at prices on that as well, and so I could play with that and like the set times and stuff.
Okay.
Erica, I wonder if there are local ballet folklorico groups.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was a VP over events
Yeah.
at the PT at High Country 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And we had, I had an international night.
Oh, cool.
And the children performed. We had kids in at that school that were part of a group like that.
Yeah.
Had all the costumes and everything and gave
Yeah.
performances. So it would be great if we could maybe, rather than paying a professional group, wouldn't it be great to like glean from our community, see if we
I
have
agree.
any
Yeah.
kids? Also, my neighbors, their girls are
Yeah.
in some kind of a Golden Gloves boxing
Oh, that's cool.
local club.
Okay.
And just, it'd be great if we could get our people in the community to
Yes.
be able to participate. So I'm
Yeah.
just like throwing that out there.
That was one of the things, I had reached out to one of the local dance schools, and she's like, unfortunately, we don't. And so she sent me one that she likes. And then also, I ended up doing some more Googling. I can do an even deeper dive to see if we could get like a sponsor for it, or not sponsor, like them to, what's the word, just the community one. But I think most of them do require some form of money. Yeah.
I think this is a great idea. And it would be very cool if you could get out some, the ballet folklorico to come out too. That
Yeah.
would be very cool.
I agree.
And so this would be musicians, balloons, decor, all of that good stuff. Okay. I feel confident and comfortable in doing this. I think it would be a fun, great celebration for the community and acknowledging different cultures. I think that's amazing. Anybody else?
I mean, I would just make a motion that we sponsor it as requested.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you want to go ahead and make that motion? Is there a second? All right, perfect. And then we will go to a vote. And it pass. Thank you so much,
Yay, thank
Erica. I
y'all.
think this is a really great idea. Okay, and moving on to item 2C, consideration and action regarding the Independence Day fireworks show, Jason England.
Good evening, Chairman and board members. So last year's show has a slight increase if we want to have the same show from Pyro. We went out, we seeked out another company, and they were 10,000 over what we paid last year. So we thought it was exactly 25. I have the quote. And then, so they came out and met with us, and the reason for the increase is the tariffs, and then they have a company increase as well. But they were, from what our meeting, they're not taking on much of the company increase. They're gonna take on the tariffs on their side, so that's why you see an increase this year. So it's gonna go up for our first one, for the 30,250, that's gonna be the same exact show as last year, with all the shell sizes. The one below that with just the tariff, you're gonna lose a few shells. He said the normal person probably wouldn't notice that, but with it being the 250th year anniversary, we might not wanna go down. And then the last one is what we paid last year with no increase, but we're gonna lose, let's see, 220 shells. So that's kind of, if y'all want to increase to have the same show, that's where we're gonna have to go, or we can settle and not have the same show, we're gonna have less shells.
Okay, I'm with you. I feel like because it's the 250-year anniversary, I feel like we don't want to downsize. I don't know, what does everybody else kind of feel?
Are we doing just fireworks and not entertaining drones at all for this?
We don't do the drones for our Independence celebration. The drone is reserved for the holiday, but I mean, that's something that if you wanted to discuss, we could. But I feel like for Independence Day, people usually expect the fireworks. And then we do other things for the Independence celebration as well, but right now we're just talking about the price increase of the fireworks. We sponsor other things for Independence celebration.
Yeah, we're working on the live music and stage right now. We gotta have our events meeting this week, and then we'll come back with you probably with some more info for that event.
Awesome. Are we gonna use, what were they, Turnup, was it?
Yeah, we got some pricing,
Okay.
so there's, options are there.
Wonderful. I'm good with keeping the show as is and approving the $30,250. Does anyone have any other comments or suggestions, or how are we feeling? Because the show was a big hit. Everybody loved it. I was there. It was magical. It was great. It was amazing. All good things across the board.
So Pyro shows, the show that they did last year was how many minutes? 18? Or, no, that's Illumination.
Yeah, it's illumination. They really, they couldn't give us much information on the shells. They just said up to 4 inches with an 18-minute show. So, I mean, you might, this one we're getting 5-inch shells, 4-inch and 3-inch. This one didn't give like a ballpark of the number that they were doing for each shell number. And that was, I guess we got maybe a buy board discount on there. But it'll be the same amount of time as last year.
Okay, the exact show, the same.
Yeah,
Shells.
yeah, they might change up their, you know,
How they do
I don't know
it,
how
it's the
that part
same amount
goes.
of
Yeah,
shells. Okay.
everything will be the same.
Yeah, I'd lean towards spending a little bit more money and keeping a show that we know fits the bill and gave the community, you know, the oohs and ahs. I mean, we parked on the side of Rough Rider Drive because we had another event we needed to get out to, you know,
Quick.
after the show, but I could hear all the exclamations from people.
It was a wonderful show.
On that show, yeah, it was good.
Okay, well then I will open up the floor for a motion. Anyone would like to make a motion for approval?
I move that we continue to stay with Pyro shows, quote, even with the increased budget for $30,250.
Is there a second? passes.
Thank you very
so
much. We'll come back with some more info after our meetings for the rest.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and then we are moving on to item 2D, discussion and board feedback regarding the 2025 holiday event and parade, special events team.
Hello again. Long time no see. Um, Did any of y'all go to the holiday event and parade? You did?
Yes,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you did too.
we were on the
Yeah.
float. It was
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Oh,
We had a
good.
huge turnout.
Yes.
There was a lot of people this past year.
Yeah.
Really, we got to be in the float with Santa, and Mrs. Santa.
Very special.
So yes, and they were really good.
Oh, they were.
They were really communicating with the crowd, and there were grown men shouting, Santa, I know you. Remember? A bunch of them.
The engagement was really great.
That's
It
good.
was. The feedback, which you probably saw, was that the drone show started early without
Yes.
any announcement. So
Yeah.
a lot of people had walked home or gone to the car to change a diaper or grab snacks or get out of the cold and then come back, and then they missed most of it. So that was the only negative thing that I've heard. Otherwise, it was an amazing drone show.
Good.
This
Yes.
grown-up did oohs and ahs.
Definitely.
Yes.
Let's see. I did want to mention in 2022 and in 2023, I believe, we had partnered with, which radio station was it? Was it Hank? Was it The Ranch? I think it was. We partnered with The Ranch, and they had come out, set up, they DJ'd, we had radio spots. They set up games, prizes. We even did letters to active duty soldiers, Christmas cards, things like that. I'd like to maybe explore seeing what kind of packages we can do with them, if possible. Jane, do you remember when we did that with the radio station? They set up the whole table and everything out at the switchyard?
I remember you talking about it. I wasn't there the 2 years prior because we were out of town for the two.
I know it was a pretty big hit. Everyone liked it. It gave the kids something to do, and they played music the whole time they were there, as well as announcing the parade coming through. So maybe if we can just talk with them and see what they can offer us.
That sounds
I feel like that would
wonderful.
be an avenue that would be really cool to kind of explore.
Absolutely.
And then the only other thing I had was if we can discuss or figure out a way to bring back some sort of Christmas breakfast or breakfast with Santa to coincide with the pictures with Santa, because I know a lot of people really loved when we did the Grinch, and I understand, with licensing and all of that,
Yeah.
we can't exactly do the Grinch, but
Yeah.
if we can figure out some sort of way to still offer that same kind of amenity, but just phrase it differently, a
Yeah.
Christmas breakfast would be really cool, I think.
I agree.
Yes, that would be so cool. And then I think besides those two things, I mean, everything was great. The drone show was great. The music was great. I mean, the food, all of it was a really great time. I had a lot of fun. I know there was a lot of positive feedback online as well. Everyone had a really good time.
Yeah,
A lot.
exactly. Yeah.
And it was cold too. For it to be that cold and for that many people to still come out, that was pretty impressive. Yes, good job, great job. All right, thank you so much. All right, and then that brings us to item 2E, discussion and action regarding the Recreation Center's roof repairs. Jared Kersey.
Good evening, Chairman and board members. Yeah, I've been asked by city administration to seek approval, to not discuss and seek approval tonight to use park bond funds that are still available towards the repair of the roof at the rec center. A little bit of history, that roof is well over 20 years old, and to my knowledge has never been fully repaired. It has started having some pretty significant leaks in areas. We've had some water damage inside the building because of it. We've tried to do minor repairs, but it's time for a full replacement. We did have a couple of quotes so far. They both sort of came back pretty wide range, by about $26,000. One came in at $202,000 for a full replacement, and the other $226,000. But you're looking at over 16,000 square feet of roof that has to be replaced. So we currently have $535,665 in our park bond fund balance. You know, this may be the only way we can truly fund it at this time, but it is a dire need. It's a building used heavily by our community, and so it's just time for a new roof. So I'm open to any questions, discussion at this moment, but once again, would just like to seek approval. What we will do, these quotes have actually expired. We've been trying to work on this for quite a while, so we will have to get more quotes, and I would like more quotes than just two. So really just want to discuss and hopefully get approval tonight to proceed with this, and we'll get as many quotes as we can on this and get the best deal possible, but would like approval to use park fund balance for this project.
Okay. And you said right now the quotes you have are floating around $200,000-ish
Yes, 200 to 230.
to 230.
Those are the, we had 4 or 5 people come out and only 2 gave us a quote. The others, the job was too big for them. So.
Does insurance help with that at all?
Well, unfortunately, because the life expectancy of that roof is at 20 years, we're past 20 years. Probably wouldn't get much help with insurance at all, if any.
Well, just putting my opinion out there, especially if there's already water damage being caused, I'm kind of more apt to go ahead and move forward with something, because otherwise, if that roof doesn't get repaired, then the domino effect is going to cause more damage and more issues with more money, city money, taxpayer money having to be spent
Yeah.
on those repairs. So it's kind of one of those things like, you know, if your tires are bald, you need, go ahead and cough up the money for new tires, because if you spin out on a wet road, then you've just totaled your car. So just thinking about that for that, from that standpoint. Are you looking at having the Parks Board finance the entire roof or
That was gonna be
partial?
my next question.
Yes, we're looking for that to come straight out of
Okay.
Parks Bond.
And did you say there's currently 535,000 in the parks?
Yes, there is.
Okay,
Yes.
just want to make sure I heard that.
And that number isn't allocating for the additional park structure that we were discussing by the switch yard, right? We have not passed that yet.
No.
Okay. Let me see, I have that here somewhere. But I'm with you, Jay. It's a problem, and it's only gonna continue to get worse and accrue more cost and damage the longer we wait to fix it. Jared, I would like to see more quotes to see if we could get that number knocked down as much as possible while keeping with the integrity of the work to finish that project. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For things like roof replacement, I can see the connection with the rec center and the Parks Board, but what line item would a repair like that typically come out of in the city budget?
It'd be our building maintenance fund out of Public Works, be the start. Of course, that would totally blow that budget that we
Yeah.
have for that big of a roof.
So is there a possibility of partnering, of doing a half and half? Or, I mean, is there money, would there be funds in the Public Works to collaborate on that? Just,
I don't have those numbers in front of
Okay.
me, what we've got. We've got to, that's a newer department that we have too, so I would hate you know, to say yes at this moment. I would have to get that information together and run those numbers.
Have we looked or explored the avenue of grant money? Is there any kind of grants that are for city facility buildings or anything of this nature? I'm not too well versed with for facility buildings.
I'm not real familiar with that myself either. As far as replacing a roof, I'm
Not sure.
not
Okay.
sure on a grant.
I mean, it has to be done. So, and like Jane had said, we're good to use it out of the bond money. It falls under that parameters. Okay. So how would we word this? Do we have to pass something tonight? Is it just wording on saying, you know, we foresee this happening, we just aren't nailing down a price?
Yeah, I would like to, you know, seek approval to use the bond. That way I can proceed and get in quotes. So if we can just say, yes, we can use the bond fund balance that we have left for this project.
Okay.
That way I can move forward with quotes and then bring the quotes to y'all, and then y'all can decide on that.
Okay.
Vote on that, and then it'll have to go to council from there.
And how much did you say was left in our 2021 bond funds?
535,665.
Are there any dangling projects that we have out there that we've been tabling that we need money for?
The ones that come to mind would be the playground structure, the new playground structure at the switchyard that we've been developing. I know we passed, I think it was 116,000 to do the plug and play at the playground near the dog park, but there was an issue at one of the meetings I had missed. It said y'all discussed whether or not we wanted to go back and change it to either be train theme or dog theme, and then that price point would change. But I'm thinking if the 116 is the least expensive, then that should just be the way that we go for that plug and play structure. What else was there? My outline
There
here.
was also some pedestals that have been voted on, electrical pedestals for the food truck
The
park.
3 pedestals, yes.
And y'all
I
were,
don't remember,
y'all were also looking at updating the disc golf course.
Yes.
Disc golf, I think.
which
that's-
potentially, if this passes, that may be delayed.
Yeah, and I know we needed a lot more information regarding the disc golf as well, and the price point was pretty high, I think, for what our
168.
return was gonna be. So that wasn't very, in my opinion, very high up on the get accomplished list, just quite yet. For me, it would just be, the most prudent would be the addition of that switchyard playground, but we didn't account for this. This is a problem that's gonna continue to get worse, so I think this is where we need to put the money, and if we end up having more money to be allocated and we can also still do the playground, that would be a bonus. But to me, priority-wise, it makes more sense to fix the roof than to put in a whole new play structure while we can accrue more damage, more costs to the rec center.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, if the roof is leaking, you don't buy the kids' toys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Good analogy. I have down here, though, that, from my notes from before, the equipment should last, the playground should last 30 years, 116,000 with rubberized surface. So we could still do the roof and that.
So that one we did already approve
Okay.
but, so we're at the 535 without taking out for the replacement structure. Is that correct? Is that what I'm understanding? Or has the 116 already been taken out of that 535?
I want to say that the 116's already been taken out.
Okay,
For the
perfect.
Playground by the dog park.
Okay, perfect. That's the one that really needed to be replaced from that
Still in discussion
assessment.
on the switchyard. Yeah,
Okay.
yes, we're still-
Yeah,
yes.
we're still hammering out.
Which, you know, let's hope quotes come back, but you should have, you know, close to 300,000 left.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if these
Okay.
quotes, you know, stay true.
Well, as far as wording the motion, could we, since he's got quotes that are now, need to be redone, that are between 200 and 230,000, right? We could just like find a middle number in there, and he could get their quotes redone and then take the lowest one. Like, so 215 would be kind of in
Like a cap.
between, in the middle. Would that allow for any kind of like how old are your quotes? Did they expire like 30 days ago, or?
No, these were actually done back in August, maybe
Okay.
early September.
Okay.
Is when we started looking at the roof then, to get an idea. We were trying to gauge what it was gonna cost.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think they would have gone, I mean, it's hard for you to know.
it's hard to know at this
Yeah.
moment. Very, very good chance they have risen a little bit, but, I wouldn't think it'd be that much. But once again, I will make contact with these people again and then go out for more quotes on top of that.
Okay.
But rather than calling a special session, I think it would be prudent to just go ahead and approve some funds
Not to exceed
tonight
X
so that
amount of
they
dollars.
can get moving with this project because it's important.
So if the quotes are between 202 and 230, but this was a year ago, so they could go up higher, what do we think we should put the cap number at?
I mean, if we're getting more quotes, are we assumedly going to review those quotes anyway?
Mhm.
So let's, I mean, we could just say that the lowest one, we could approve it at 200K and say, come back to us with whatever, that gives you a starting point to say, I've got approval for 200 grand. Either come in less or a little hair over. That gives us some wiggle room, right? 'Cause we're gonna look at the final number.
Yeah, we still have to go through and choose who wins the bid and who we're gonna go with and all the different quotes that are gonna be coming in.
So I have a question. Do we look at the bids and approve, or do we approve the funding and then Public Works and the Rec Center looks at the bids and approves?
I think it's we approve the go-ahead to get more bids, right? And then if we wanna go ahead and add in a cap number, and then once your bids come in, you bring those back to us for approval? Is that right? Or is that something that y'all would be doing?
Normally, staff makes the recommendation on the bids. And obviously, we'll go with the lowest one, or, it also matters, we'll do research to see how qualified they are as well. We don't want to just
Okay.
always go with the lowest bid, but
Yeah.
in this case, I mean, obviously, we want to go as low as we can.
Okay, that sounds good to me. I'm fine with that. I think so. Mm-hmm.
I like the idea that if he's already got a quote at 200K, he can leverage that. If he's got approval now for 200K, he can leverage that too. So then he's got, approval over here and a quote over here to look at. So what can he do? That's a
For the
real strong-
200.
It's a real strong position to have when you're negotiating.
Now, if we go ahead and go that route and approve for 200K, and for some reason or other, you can't find a quote that's 200K or less, is this something that we can revisit and change the approval amount for?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then to the point then, do we want to put a buffer in there? Do we want to give it
I think we should give some sort of leeway.
Yeah, that way we don't stall things.
Yeah,
a 5% kicker or something?
yeah. Okay, I'm good with that. So then what number are we putting on the motion? What do we feel comfortable with? That 215, 230, yeah. 230 would be a safe number. I feel like you would have some sort of leeway to get as much as you can in quote wise for that. Okay.
So are we going to do a range then? We'll say that we ideally want it to come in around 215, but we're no more than 230, or are we going to say it's 230?
I think it would just be no more than 230. 230. Okay, I will entertain a motion for the approval of funds no more than 230,000 for the replacement of the roof of the rec center. Yeah, I was just reiterating it. You make the motion.
I make a motion to approve no more than $230,000 of funds for the rec center roof repairs.
Do I have a second? Second. Okay, perfect. We will vote. All right, and it passed. All right, well, thank you so much, Jared. Thank you. Needs to be done. Okay, and then that puts us at item 2F, overview of the 2025 Parks Board projects and special events. So I just wanted to do a quick overview of our 2025. We had a very productive year. We got a lot of things done and accomplished and approved. So we started off with our Highland Station pedestrian bridge that opened. A little backstory on this, we had some citizens come to us with some concerns because children were getting hurt trying to cross from their neighborhood into the park and going to and from school. There's a really deep, steep, rocky, what is that, a berm or ditch right there. So kids were getting hurt enough to where citizens were having to render aid, call parents, things like that. So this is a great example of if you see something, say something. You know, that's how things get done. So we really appreciate them coming to us. And that was really nice to see now that there's a safe walkway for pedestrians to and from that neighborhood and into the park. Another thing that we did, we replaced the softball field lighting, which helps with the energy efficiency and a new feature where it can be controlled digitally, so there doesn't have to be a person on the grounds to be flipping the switch, doing the lights. You can do it all from your phone. We also did our tree planting program where every year we spend $5,000 to put new trees into the city, which is about 20 to 30 trees depending on the year, the pricing, and what kind of tree. A big one was upgrading our memorial parks. So Opal Joe Jennings and Brian Schwingler scored the lowest on a parks assessment that we had done. There was a lot of safety concerns. So the board voted and we decided to just do a total revamp of those parks, and it came out amazing. So Opal Joe had a soft opening on Christmas Eve, and then we are in the final stages of Brian Schwingler. So that was really big. And I'd also like to make sure that we thank the citizens of the community for coming out and voting in the 2021 bond election, because we were able to get this done with those bond funds. If it was not for people showing up, voting, and voicing their opinions, we would not be able to do a project on this scale. So thank you, Saginaw citizens. The next thing that we did was the parking lot expansion out at the Switch Yard. We're partnering with Tarrant County, where they're gonna be doing the work and we pay for the materials. They're gonna add an additional 82 spaces to that parking lot out the Switch Yard, which is gonna make a huge difference with the congestion that happens over there whenever we have any of our events with the farmers markets, night markets, concert in the park, train and grain. It's really gonna help with the flow of traffic.
We'll start overlaying that tomorrow.
Oh, perfect. That's great to hear. The next item is the resurfacing of the tennis court at Willow Creek Park. By doing that, we're bringing it new life, and we're also going to have the ability to add pickleball lines, so that court will be able to be used for dual play, which is a plus because the people, they love their pickleball. The next thing is the Willow Creek Park storage unit. Having a storage building out there is going to really streamline the process and the setup for whenever we have any of those events out there, and it's going to free up staff time as well. It's going to really help with the efficiency. The next thing is playground equipment. Like we were just talking, the playground structure that is next to the dog park in Willow Creek scored the 3rd lowest on that park's assessment. So we were able to go ahead and pass, and we're going to replace that damaged and worn playground equipment as well. It's very important for us to maintain and provide playground spaces for the community that are safe. And then the next item is our Parks Board sponsorships. So one of the things that we sponsor is the Independence Celebration every year, and it's held out at the Saginaw High School parking lot. We sponsor things like the fireworks, the stage, the band, production team, generators, tables, chairs, activities for the crowd, for the kids, face painting, rock climbing, things of that nature, water dispensers, water cups. We got to keep everyone hydrated. One of the other sponsorships we did last year was for Training Grain Festival. We sponsored the carnival rides for the kid area. We had 4 different carnival rides and a 5-person rock climbing wall, which was very, very popular. So everyone had a lot of use out of that and had a really good time. And then that brings us to our final sponsorship is the Holiday Drone Show. That's a big one. That's where everyone comes out, has a really good time. We have been sponsoring that drone show since 2022, I believe, and this past year in 25, we discussed signing a multi-year contract for our drone show. By doing so, that helps alleviate costs because the cost of that drone show was going up a few $1,000s every year. So by signing that, we really we stopped the increase of those funds, and then we signed for $23,600, I think, a year, which was less than what the show cost us in 2024. So we're being fiscally responsible with these funds and making sure that we're cutting where we can without losing any kind of integrity. And that just about sums up our year. We were very productive. I want to thank all the board members for showing up and being present and contributing to all of this. And thank you, Maria, and thank you to Public Works. We couldn't do any of this without you guys, so thank you. And I really look forward to 2026 and see what we can accomplish together. There you go. If anybody wants to add anything or.
And just to add one more fun fact to that bridge that was built over the creek.
Yes.
To this day, it has not been tagged once.
Ooh, go Saginaw, we love you.
That's rare.
That's
that
amazing.
part.
I think part of it is the 2 neighbors on either side of it have motion detecting night lights that come on, because I know I walk my dog through there at night sometimes, and it's nice, the neighbor's light goes, as we walk by. But another question is, do we have potential dates for the ribbon cuttings at the memorial parks?
We don't have any hard dates yet. We're hoping Brian Swangler is completed by the end of this month.
Okay.
Could roll into the front part of February, but we'll see, hopefully at the end of this month. But I don't have any hard date information.
Okay, that's fine.
It should be very soon, should start hearing.
Okay, perfect. It's looking really good. I'm very excited about it. I know the kids are really excited about it too. Okay, and then that puts us at 3A, expenditure fund reports.
Yes, ma'am. So within your packet, you have the expenditure report for the month of November, and it also includes all of our expenses for the holiday event. Trying to pull it up. I tried to rearrange it so it looks a little bit different, and I'm still gonna mess with it to make it a little bit easier to read. So this might change, but right now, so the top, you'll see the donations that we received for November, 10,903 with 99 cents. And then we had all of our budgeted items, 36,000, and that included the Public Works holiday luncheon. We had 5,000 that was allocated for the holiday event, and the 25,000 for the drone show. And I believe the drone show was a little bit less than 25,000, so that might be updated with the December report. And then we also have the 5,000 that was allocated for the tree planting. So with all of that, we have an estimated donation fund as of November 30th of 109,138. So that might increase with the December donations, but you'll
Okay.
see that in March.
All right, perfect. All right. Does anyone have any questions regarding the donation fund?
And I just wanted to add that our donations have increased from $1 to $2, so we will be seeing an increase in our donations as well.
Perfect. All right, and then that puts us at item 3B, future agenda items. I had on my list to discuss the park structure at the switchyard. Now that we're doing the roof, should we go ahead and just kind of hit the pause button on that until we can figure out exactly what the cost of the roof is going to be?
I think that would probably be a good idea.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Are we we're good? Hold off and wait and see what happens. Now, like, the only other thing was the structure that is close to the dog park. There was a question of whether or not we wanted to hear the quotes from if we decided to make it train themed or if we wanted to make it dog themed. I don't know if that's something that we want to revisit or if we're good and comfortable going forward as is with the 116 that has already been pre-approved and allocated. I'm fine with going forward with the 116. If we were going to do train themed on any park, it would potentially be, I feel like, the one at the switchyard, if it does get accomplished, because it's the switchyard. We should be doing some sort of train theme out there. So where does everyone feel with that? Do you think we need to revisit it, or we can just go ahead and push forward with the 116 and get that playground structure set up? Right.
We were still waiting for them to come back to us with some more information, correct?
I think they had, there was a price, I don't have my note with me today. They did give a price, I believe, for the train. I think it went up to 130 something or other. I could be mistaken. They didn't come back to us. It was just discussed in one of the meetings.
And I'm not sure if we have that price set.
No.
But I know that they were gonna come back and show y'all more options for the train.
Okay, so can we get on the books with Whirlex to come in and present the new renderings for train themed, dog themed, and so we can go ahead and solidify and push forward whichever option we're gonna go through to get that playground structure replaced?
Yes, I will make contact with
Okay,
Kinley Horn and Horlex tomorrow.
perfect. Thank you. Okay, does anyone have anything else they'd like to see for future agenda items? Okay. All right, Maria, do you have anything else, or we're good?
I don't have anything else. I printed out the meeting calendar for the year, just to give you guys an idea of when our meetings are. But, so our next meeting would be March 16th.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, next meeting. Ooh, it might be.
I'm not sure. I don't know when spring break. Yes. Petrol's pulling it up as well. Okay, so it looks like it is the week of spring break.
That was very quick, yes.
We would have the option to either meet on the 9th, the week before, or the 30th, because KSB meets the fourth Monday. So we wouldn't have the room. Does anybody else have any issues with? either the
I'm
9th?
good for the 16th or the 9th. Jean, will you be here the 16th or the 9th?
I can set. Yeah,
Oh, people traveling, okay,
I can send out just a mass email to everybody and
okay.
get a head count.
Feelers and see.
I'll let y'all know.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so tentative meeting, March 16th. And I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I move that we adjourn at 6:56.
All right, a second?
Second.
Wonderful. We vote.
May I say one quick thing?
Oh, sure.
On the behalf of all the Public Works, we thoroughly enjoyed the holiday luncheon. It was great, so thank you.
Yay, Hey, of course, you're welcome. Very deserving. Perfect. Love to hear it. Did it pass? You didn't vote. Okay, it passed. We can go home. Thanks, everybody. Good meeting.